Welcome everybody to our Chocolatey Coffee Break live stream for September. We run 2 live streams every month on the first and third Thursday. This live stream is where we spotlight chocolate product. Wrong one. This live stream is where we talk to community members. We talk to members of the Chocolatey team, and we discuss how you can get involved as well and kind of community updates. We also have the Chocolatey product spotlight, and that's where we talk about chocolate products, recent releases, and important features. And that's on the first Thursday of the month. In the last live stream that we had on the 7th of September, we did an overview of the 2.2.2 release of Chocolatey CLI, and we also did a deep dive into some of the dependency requirements that Chocolatey CLI now has. So if you're having any issues around about the text that comes up telling you that there's dependency issues, then please give that video a watch on YouTube. In the previous Community Coffee Break live stream, about a month ago today, we had an awesome chat with our newest team member at the time, Chris White. You can check out both of those videos on YouTube. Today, we're going to talk to our newest member of the Chocolatey team, or our now newest member of the Chocolatey team, Derek Walker. But before we do that, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Paul Broadwith, and I'm the Technical Engineering Manager here at Chocolatey Software, and I lead the engineering team that is responsible for the Chocolatey products you all use today. I'm also, as ever, joined by my co-host, Gary Ewan Park, and we're just say, Gary, do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm hoping that I can, because I'm having some technical issues at the minute. So yes, my name is Gary Ewan Park. I'm a principal software engineer here at Chocolatey, and I may drop out if my internet or whatever it is that's causing an issue doesn't want to play ball. So bear with me.
Your video's lagging. Either that, you got really slow. So all of a sudden.
No, there's definitely something happening, and I'm not entirely sure what it is. So I'm going to
Fingers
try and
crossed.
figure it out whilst we're doing this.
Cool. Okay. Nothing like a bit of pressure.
Indeed.
Awesome. All right. Before we jump into actually speaking to our newest member of the Chocolatey team, Derek Walker, I want to remind you all that you can see all of our announcements of our Chocolatey content by joining us on Discord, subscribing to us on YouTube, or following us on Twitter or X. Oh, you can't see me do X. Blue Sky. We're on there as well. Mastodon, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitch. We're on everything. And you can find those links at the bottom of our homepage, chocolatey.org. So let's jump in to chatting to Derek. Hi, Derek.
Hello.
Cool. So the very first question, obviously, tell us a bit about yourself. Where do you come from? What do you do at Chocolatey?
Yeah, Derek Walker. I'm the infrastructure operations engineer, one of them for Chocolatey. I'm originally from a little small town called Eddyville in Iowa, and I currently reside in Johnston.
Awesome. Thank you. Gary, have we lost you? I think we may have lost Gary. So let's jump on to the next question. If you watched the live stream before, you know that myself and Gary, one does a question, the other one switches over. But I'll pick up Gary's question. So tell us how you got into IT, Derek.
Yeah, I actually started in IT beginning of high school. They offered dual credit college courses for computer networking. So I started there, took those all through high school, and then out of that went to a community college and then started working. I have deep roots in networking as my background, and then a few years in systems administration. And now I'm kind of getting into more of the DevOps side of things. But yeah, that's pretty much where it all started, was dual credit classes. I like to build my own PCs and play video games. That was kind of what pushed me to even take those classes in the first place. But yeah.
So how long have you been in IT now?
Oh, is it 2023? About 5 years, going on 6. So yeah.
Cool. Okay. And this isn't a question that's on the thing, so you won't know. What sort of video games are you into?
Oh, lots of different ones. My main game is League of Legends. That's my bread and butter. I've played it for years. I also like more relaxed games, kind of like Hearthstone and Teamfight Tactics. Those are auto battlers or strategy games. So
Awesome. Sorry, I was playing around with the thing, and my head is huge, so I want to shrink it down, but that doesn't work. Okay, awesome. Those are not the kind of games I play, so that's fine. No more discussion on that. When did you first come across Chocolatey Software, and kind of how did it happen?
yeah, a few years ago, I was actually working for an MSP. We did IT stuff for a lot of different companies. Saw Chocolatey in a couple of programs we were using actually to help automate deployments. Saw it all over the place. A lot of the different tools around in the MSP world use Chocolatey. But that was my first experience with it, was really using it to automate software installs, usually in multi-tenant environments.
Is there anything kind of particularly challenging that you did with Chocolatey?
Not when I was first exposed to it. We didn't really use it too much as far as actually like creating packages or anything. It kind of just did the installs for us, and it was all more behind the scenes. We didn't really interact with it too much, but it was driving those other applications.
Cool. Okay. So have you been involved with the Chocolatey community? I know you're just on board with Chocolatey, and you've done a little bit of Chocolatey before now. But have you been involved in the community? That might just been copying, creating packages, for example, or responding to issues or anything at all, even on the Discord server.
I haven't yet. I have been lurking in the Discord and the Reddit, looking for questions that I can answer. Usually, you and Gary beat pretty much everybody. Sometimes Rob even beat everybody else to it. No, that's something I'm really looking forward to, though. I know a lot of the people on the team pick up packages, and I'll maintain those. And been looking for a few to pick up myself. Something I'm interested in. And yeah, it's an important piece of what we do. So I feel like that's something I should start doing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't know if everybody knows that's watching, but a lot of the Chocolatey team in their own time maintain some packages, are part of the moderation team, and actually quite a few of the team have come from the Chocolatey community as well. So it's a good source of, what's the best description? Good source of team members for Chocolatey as well, people that are passionate about the community and have come from the community. Some of them really long term. Myself and Gary, for example, have been around in the Chocolatey community for, I think it was 2015 or 16 when I started. So what's that? That's 7 years. It's a long time. So is there any particular packages they've kind of looked at picking up, or is it you just doing a bit of lurking there as well?
I have looked. Most of the ones I've looked at already have maintainers, which is a good problem to have. A lot of the programs I typically use. There's been a couple I've seen that could definitely pick up, but yeah, I've been on the can't remember what it's called, the page that shows the ones looking for moderators, looking for things I'm interested in moderating there. Haven't come across anything yet, but yeah, most of the well-known, I guess I'll call them packages, they're maintained already. So
yeah, we've got a website, the Chocolatey Packages Requests website, where people can go along and say, hey, yeah, I haven't got, there isn't a package for this. I'd quite like someone to create a package for this, and they're usually not able to do that. So that's on GitHub. Hopefully someone can pop that into the chat. If not, I can actually do that. Awesome. Okay. So while you've used Chocolatey in the past, and while you have used Chocolatey since you've joined the Chocolatey team, is there one kind of feature of Chocolatey that you feel is missing, or a feature that is maybe that you would like to see implemented in Chocolatey CLI, or any of the Chocolatey products, in fact?
So when I first came on board, I actually mentioned I was surprised that you guys didn't have your own product in the MSP space. Came to find out later that you actually did at one point. That was always the feature I thought before coming on the team and kind of learning those things would be cool. But other than that, I sat and thought about this for a lot. Not really. It's very simple in the way that Chocolatey manages your packages and lets you interact with them. And I think that's one of the best parts of the product, is it's It's easy to use. It's easy to understand, and just anybody can pick it up and be successful with it pretty quickly.
Cool. Oh, I think we have Gary back. Shall we? Let's see.
Hello, Gary.
Hi.
Oh, your video looks better.
Is that better?
It is.
Yes.
I've just kicked the Mac in places it didn't want to be kicked, and I think I've got it working again. So, apologies for not being here. What have I missed?
Lots of interesting stuff, but like everybody watching, Gary, or hasn't watched, you'll need to watch it back on.
I can do that.
We can't really
I'll
cover
fill in
that.
the blanks. Yes.
But the last question they would actually ask Derek is what kind of feature that he would like to see implemented in chocolate. The feature that he feels is missing. They would
Yes.
like to see implemented in
Okay.
chocolate. So you can pick up from there if you like.
So we've done that question.
We have done that question.
That question. Okay. Right. So this is a new question that I've not asked before, but why not? Let's wing it. The operations team is not typically a team that gets much exposure to the outside world. By the outside world, I mean community, I mean customers. They are the team that work silently and diligently behind the scenes, keeping everything running, right? So how important is it that the work that the team does to the community? What is it that you guys do? What is it that you're working on? What is it you have aspirations to do that will benefit the long-term community?
Yeah, that's a great question. A lot of different things, a lot of different elements of it. At a high level, I guess infrastructure is really our number one priority, I'd say, is infrastructure and uptime, making sure that the servers, networking, all that stuff's in place, redundancy, disaster recovery, those kind of things. That's at a base level. Here at Chocolatey, we also do a lot of other things on the DevOps side. We do a lot of CI/CD stuff, Ansible automation stuff, things like that. But overall, yeah, usually not in the public eye, but still very, very important. We deal with a lot of alerts if they ever come up on things that aren't working. So as far as Chocolatey and operations importance to it is, if we're doing our job, nobody else should really even have to know we're here.
That's the whole
I
thing,
mean,
isn't it?
really. So yeah, I feel like that's why operations is behind the scenes a lot, is just because when you make changes, nobody should notice.
No.
So,
I remember the dark days, Paul, when we were in charge of things like that. So I'm happy that we're not there anymore.
No, I came from an operations background. That's basically what I've done for the last 30 odd years in IT. So not having to do it anymore is difficult, but it's actually made a lot easier with the people that we've got in the operations team at Chocolatey. Because it's very clear. A, they're a lot better at the job than I was. But B, it's hard. It's easier to step back and just let people get on with the job who are more than capable of doing that. It's much easier to do it. So yeah, those dark old days. I keep talking about the time at Christmas where we were diligently monitoring the database in AWS, and
keep the lights on with a finger push.
Yeah. Let's restart the database because we won't go into all the problems we had, but there was a particular problem, and the only thing it fixed it was to restart that database.
It got to the point that I'd found I could do it from my phone. I could log in from my phone. I could push the buttons necessary to make it problem go away for a little bit. Oh, dark days.
They were dark days, and we've come an awful long way since then. So the operations team in any organization doesn't get a lot of exposure for good reasons, but they are the people that keep the lights on. They keep everything running in the background. As you said, Derek, if people don't notice that that there's things have gone wrong, then that's the operations team doing their job properly. They're invisible because they do such a good job. Okay, we actually skipped a question, so I'm going to jump back to it. And I think it's probably appropriate here. So are you involved in any other communities, IT communities, or even anything that you've got interest-wise?
Yeah, I'm involved in several different AWS user groups. A couple of them on Telegram actually is usually where I communicate with a lot of them. I'm pretty into the AWS certifications and things like that, so I like to contribute to those discussions and help people learn that kind of stuff and learn more new stuff myself. But yeah, that's the one I'm the most involved in. Recently, actually, within the last couple of weeks, joined a DevOps user group out of Des Moines as well, where you just kind of discuss all things DevOps. Found that one on LinkedIn. So, yeah.
Cool.
So I'm confused with the jumping backwards. What question are we on, Paul? I'm confused. I'm confused.
Well, we're on the next question after the question that you asked, and then I'll probably jump back to another question,
Right,
and
okay.
maybe in a different section another question as well.
So you're not just messing with me now, just because my internet stuff went away.
I think you left us, you abandoned us, Gary. I am
Right.
hot and upset, so I'm trying to.
You're
pass
just
the
making
theme.
it hard for me now, is what you're saying.
I am.
Right. Okay, fine. So what I think is the next question, Derek, is you've been here for a month now.
That's
pretty
not
much.
the next question, Gary.
Stop
it is the next.
Stop it. You've been here for a month now. In fact, according to my notes, it's exactly a month. So what has been the one thing that has stood out for you from a team perspective, company perspective, any perspective you want? What's the one standout thing? And Rob's on the call, so you don't need to say anything nice about him. That's not required. So feel free to answer honestly.
Good to know. Definitely the community aspect, not only of the team, but of the entire kind of product and people that follow it. I've noticed there's a lot of users in the Reddit and the Discord that they're not employed by Chocolatey in any way, but they still contribute, answer questions and stuff a lot. It's really cool. And it's like that inside the team as well. Very open. I've never asked anybody for help here and got anything but help. So it's been really nice. Yeah, that's the thing that really stands out to me. Just incredibly generous all around from a lot of people in the community and on the team. It's been very nice.
Good to hear. Yeah, absolutely.
So that's the diplomatic answer. What's the real answer then?
That's the real answer. Yeah, that really is. I also think we use a lot of really cool technologies, which makes my job really interesting. Yeah, and TVs are heavy. That's a good point, Rob.
That's obviously an inside joke that I don't get. So
yeah, he had some like bulletproof TVs in the office that we were moving. So yeah, but yeah, that's my favorite part of my job is the technologies we use. We use some really cool stuff that I get to work with every day and learn on, and yeah, so it's a lot of fun.
Cool, glad to hear it.
Cool. Okay, so you've only been here a month, but where do you see Chocolatey in the future, or where do you see? Where do you see Chocolatey in the future?
Yeah, we have our company meetings where they kind of talk about the future and what the company's doing, and I really like our vision for it. We're going to continue growing, but do it at a pace that makes sense. I really like that. I think that's a really disciplined approach. But other than that, I mean, we just keep improving the product. I mean, I've only been here a month, and we've already done several releases since I've been here, which for the size of team we have, I think is really impressive. The products themselves are very impressive, but that's what I'm most excited for in the future as far as where's Chocolatey going. Continue building the community and pushing the product, and that's the most important thing. That's the coolest part about being part of the team, I think.
Cool. That's awesome answer, actually. Okay, so that's our kind of main questions out of the way. Being new to the team, we removed some. We had a chat beforehand, so everybody kind of knows who's watched the stream before that. You know the questions beforehand. This isn't intended to trip you up. So we kind of come to the end of that section, and we want to move on to the questions that we ask everybody. And it's really in honor of Richard Campbell. so Run As Radio. He kind of asks all of his guests 4 questions, and I always thought it was awesome. So we've kind of changed it a little bit, and one of them is the question that Gary doesn't like. So in order for me to get that question, I start, because that's the way it works. So what is your favorite coding language and why?
Okay, so I thought about this one for a very long time, and it's a really tough decision. But I'm gonna have to go with Golang or Go, whichever pronunciation people prefer. I just really like it. I like the syntax of it. I thought it was really easy to pick up. It's really, really fast. I just really like Go a lot. If I ever have open options on what to write in, that's usually what I pick. Close second is probably Ruby, though, just because it feels so good to write it, but it's hard to justify anymore, just because it's so much slower than the other languages. But
For clarification, did you say Ruby?
I did. That's what I kind of was originally self-taught on, was Ruby. I did the exorcism course on it.
That's a good course. Exorcism Ruby.
It is.
Sorry, no, I was being sarcastic, Derek. Sorry.
Oh yeah, it is. It's a good course.
Okay.
But yeah, so in school, I'm learning programming, and we're learning on C, which I absolutely hate. It's just miserable, honestly. Like, I don't know. Everything's way harder than it needs to be, but so I don't have exposure to a ton of languages, but of the ones I've used, that's my list.
I am genuinely. I have no words. I didn't know I'd ever have anybody on the team that said they liked Ruby. I don't know what to do now. So I think I'll just
What's
leave.
wrong with Ruby?
It's terrible. I just
Easy to use.
It's what now? Oh
Easy.
no, you've triggered me. You've triggered. I need to stop now. I'm triggered.
Oh, killing me, Paul. I'm supposed to say PowerShell, I think.
Did Stevie put you up to this?
He didn't, actually. He did not.
There's all sorts of comments in the comments thread, and Corey is going nuts with. I'm not going to say innuendo, or no, it wasn't. It was Ryan. Sorry, as in this guy's going off the rails, as in Ruby on rails. I chuckled when I saw that. So
okay. I don't know what to say. Okay, let's move on.
Sorry, it's me next. So off the back of that, so with your Ruby and Golang development, what IDE stroke editor do you spend your most time in, and what do you like about it, and what do you not like about it?
So I daily drive VS Code. That's what I write almost everything in.
Yep.
I've been trying really, really hard to switch to Helix, but it's been a
Helix. What's Helix?
It's relatively new, but it's very similar to NeoVim, where it's mainly like a CLI kind of editor where there's a bunch of different keystrokes to learn. I've been trying to learn that just because it's way faster once you do learn it. I've seen a couple people in the past I've worked for, they used NeoVim and they were really quick. Helix is kind of just a Windows equivalent, but I haven't been able to make the switch. I'm very not productive right now when I work in Helix, so I daily drive VS Code. But whenever I'm coding in my free time or doing schoolwork, I use Helix when I have time to look up, the keystrokes.
So are you? So you where would you place your competency level in the VI Vim shortcuts and keyboard shortcuts?
0. I couldn't even probably exit it if I needed to. I've never really used Vim, but I've seen, like I said, I've seen other people use it.
Oh yeah,
they fly. It's crazy.
In my last job, there was a couple of people who used it extensively. That's what they coded in. That's what they RDP'd into machines on SSH machines. It was all VI and Vim, and what they were able to do was just nuts. So I've tried it.
Really
I've tried it. I mean, I've got the Vim bindings for VS Code, and I dabble with it. I know about as much as to move a line up and down and how to delete a line, and that's about it. So
Yeah, it's definitely it's a steep learning curve. You got to put in a lot of time to get used to
Oh, yeah.
those, but I think it's worth it long term.
That's what I keep telling myself, but I keep
Yeah.
turning it off when I'm trying to do something. I just need to get something done. I'll turn it
Yeah.
off. So, but Helix Editor, I'll have to go and check that out. I think Corey's put a link in the chat to it, so I'll need to check that out at some point. Cool. Back to you, Paul.
Ruby. we're still sticking with Ruby. Okay.
Yeah. Second, not first, but second.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'm kind of lost now, but I've got to share my screen and show. No, that's the wrong thing. There we go. Where is it? Oh, I've lost it. It's gone.
Oh, Paul, what are you doing?
I know. Where is it? Sorry. This is the next question is obviously very important because it's the question that Gary loves to hate. Can I share that? I think I can share that. Hold on. I think I have to share my screen rather than an actual individual window. I think that's the problem. Let me see if this is viewable. Window screen. Yeah, no. So what I'm going to do while I do that, how? So the next question is, how do you pronounce NUPKG?
New package.
Oh, whatever.
New
Seriously.
package. Is that not correct, Gary?
No, the correct pronunciation of NUPKG, as everyone on the team should know, is nupkeg. It's how you say it. It's not. It rolls off the tongue. Nupkeg.
I always get like stun locked for a second every time I hear it. I have no idea what people are talking about for a second, and then I'm like, oh, new package. Okay.
It's new package. Gary's just there. We go. Just share this. It's important to share this so that
I was catching up as well. Who's the next guest, Paul?
I don't know.
How do you say nougat, Gary?
Well, nougat is nougat. So nougat,
okay.
nugget.
Okay.
But nougat, that makes sense. But new PKG is there's a keg in there. So you take the pick and you stick it on the new and you get nupkeg. Absolutely. Okay, so genuine question then. So how do you pronounce this kind of related extension SNUPKG for a symbols NuGet package? How do you pronounce that one?
Snoo package.
No, it's a snupkeg, obviously, because it just rolls off the tongue. What is Paul doing here? I was seriously catching up when Chris said the right pronunciation. I'm 3 behind again.
So I think we copy that and then we move that down there, and then we obviously change the name because that's not Rob, and we do that. And because Gary is so wrong, not just slightly wrong, but so actually wrong, that I've run out of space on the board. I need to make more space. So at the moment, it's 3 wrong people to 1, 2, 3 to 6. 6 right people. Yeah, unfortunately, you can't see that. It's Gary's wrong pronunciation of NUPKG, board of shame. We used to have a whiteboard where I wrote on, but the pen, So we thought we'll do the digital equivalent.
I think the people who say nutcake have just spent too much time around Gary, and it just rolls out that way.
It is pretty much that. And I actually think the 3 of them are just trolling the rest of it, to be fair. So Gary's continues to be wrong, and but this isn't a competition.
Much. But just to let Chris know, Chris, if I had admin permissions in Restream Studio, I would be highlighting your comment at the minute, but I can't because I'm not logged in. So I'll just call you out and say, yes, you are absolutely correct. So
what did he say? Look at all the cool kids on the left.
That's right. That's the one. That's all of us over there. Look. Yeah.
Hold on.
Just saying.
Yep, you're right. All those cool
I
kids
see what you,
on the right.
I see what you did.
It left.
I see
Yeah.
what you did there. Right.
So,
So moving
yeah.
swiftly on.
Okay.
And so
Yeah.
who is the next guest? And I need to prep them. So who's the next guest?
Somebody who doesn't like Ruby
Right.
is going to be the next guest. That's what it's going to be.
Okay. So next up, what is your favorite chocolatey biscuit stroke cookie to eat?
So I haven't had them in a long time, but they're these peanut butter fudge cookies. I tried to look
Okay.
up the actual name, and that's all I could find them under. It's
Okay.
like the bottom's a crumbly cookie, like a chocolate cookie with peanut butter on it, and then it's just coated in fudge, and they're delicious. My mom used to buy them all the time. Really good.
Oh, can't say I've heard of that one.
What are they called? Sorry, I missed that.
No, he doesn't. He can't remember what it's called, or couldn't find what they were called.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we always got them at Aldi. They were just these little cookies, and I looked it up, and that's actually what the package says is peanut butter fudge cookies. So, yeah, that's just what they were.
Get
I guess.
anything like that over here.
Yeah, we don't. No, we don't. We don't get treated to things like
Biscuits are
that.
quite boring in comparison, I think.
We get things like Kit Kats. No.
Kit Kats are good.
Is that exotic, Gary? Is it? Is that
Not
exotic in
exotic at
Aberdeen? A Kit Kat?
No.
No, I was surprised at how much overlap the American products had with everywhere else. Talking to Paul while he was over here. Didn't have Cheetos apparently though.
Sorry?
You did have Cheetos though somehow.
We do no. We do have Cheetos, but it's the puffs, not the crunchy ones.
Oh,
which is why my bag was stuffed with them on the way back. Yeah, for the kids.
Nice.
So, and Corey says Cheetos are gross. I should tell the children, Corey, and they'll make you code in Ruby for a week.
He was still on the I dislike Ruby just a minute ago as well.
He did. He does. He did. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's ruined that. Brownie points he got for that one. Okay, so we're all the way through that. Gary continues to be wrong. That's important. You like Ruby. That's not important. But what is your favourite? So moving on to the next bit, wrapping up questions. What's your favourite memory regarding chocolate? So kind of covered it a little bit, I suppose, when Gary asked the question previously. But is there a... Well, let's change it a little bit. You were over in Topeka for a couple of weeks, which is, if anybody's watching this, where Chocolatey's HQ is. What was your favourite memory regarding that trip?
Ooh, that's tough. Gosh, yeah, it was just really fun the whole time. The last day we went to like I don't even know what it was, like a rec park or something, and they had like go-karts and mini golf and stuff, and we just hung out. That was really fun. That's probably up there. We also tried some, I can't remember what it was, some steakhouse on Stevie's recommendation. That place was phenomenal as well. But yeah, the whole trip was just great. Meeting everybody, got to get out of the house for a couple weeks. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. But
that place was the North. I don't know if it's North Star. Yeah, North Star Stevie's.
Yeah, it was on some dead end road somewhere. It was great though.
We walked in the door and there was, I've said this many times, we walked in the door and there was a candle holder shaped like a star with a candle burning in the middle of it, and the rest of the place was dark. I thought we were never coming out. Yeah. I thought we went into some witch's coven or something. But the steaks were good. And the knife they give you with a steak, I could have actually went hunting with.
Yeah.
It wasn't a steak knife, it was a hunting knife.
It's true.
So yeah, it was nice.
It was cool. Really good.
And who won at mini golf, Derek?
How many did you score again? I think I was like one less than whatever that was. So I think it was me. Ah,
right. Okay. Yeah. So whatever I scored, you got
less.
one less than that. So yeah, that knife was probably illegal in the UK. That knife was definitely illegal in the UK, and they were giving them out at restaurants. So I think I won at the mini golf. You guys just stopped counting. So because it was just too terrible. So, cool. All right. Gary, over to you.
Okay. So next question from me is, so what does the future look like for you? What are you working on that currently that is related to Chocolatey? And what are you excited about taking for a spin?
A lot of things. Personally, really two big goals right now. Finishing my bachelor's degree right now. Should be done by the end of halfway through next year, so that's pretty exciting.
Cool.
Also pursuing my solution architect professional certification for AWS. That's another really big goal I've been working towards. Personally, those are kind of the two. Professionally, still kind of getting my feet wet, but there's a lot of design and architectural things in our AWS that I'd like to try out and implement eventually. But those are really my big goals and things I'm working towards. But as far as what I'm going to be working on for Chocolatey in the near future, I've been doing a lot of like cost optimization stuff in AWS so far, and a lot of monitoring and I guess I would call the other one config, AWS config. It's like a guardrail to make sure things are compliant. So compliance auditing. That's been a lot of my work so far. And I want to shore up a lot of that and then start moving on to some other things.
Cool. Absolutely sounds good. Like I say, it's a lot of that what's the right term? All that backstage stuff that keeps the lights on, that now that we've got some time to sit down and try and figure them all out, having someone kind of looking at that and dedicated to that is ideal to be able to make those optimizations. We've honestly never had a chance to look at before. So
for sure.
No, it's good to have that on the radar. So no, good stuff. Excited to have you on the team.
Well, I was until I heard about the Ruby thing. I'm kind of just disappointed now, I suppose.
I think I think I've only done a little bit of Ruby when I've made contributions into, what was it, Chef and Puppet, when I've done a couple of things into there, but I haven't done any sort of proper development in Ruby. So I haven't had that fortune or misfortune, depending on what side of the fence you land on.
Yeah, it's words.
What do you prefer, Paul? What's your preferred?
I did pick up Go for a little while. I'll probably go back to it. I was going through some tutorial stuff, and it was quite interesting. I was kind of building some projects. I can't remember what they were. So I quite liked Go, because a lot of the projects I use are built on Go. Or not projects. A lot of the kind of open source software I use is built on Go. So I thought, well, if I'm going to contribute or get involved, then it would be useful to know the language that it's actually written in.
I thought it was also good to learn. It's a lot of cloud native stuff is Go coming out. Got a lot of the benefits of C, but it's not such a pain to write it.
Yeah, I used to write in C. I was a C programmer a long time ago, and I really enjoyed writing in C. So again, Go. That's kind of why I'm attracted a little bit to Rust, although I keep hearing about problems. So it's that same. Oh, it's very C-like, and again, Go is very C-like. So I thought, yeah, be interesting. But yeah, it was very fast for the small things I was doing. It was very fast. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It wasn't. Go's not. It's not rocket science to learn either.
It's not. It's really not.
It's really straightforward. I find things like Ruby, I've got so many different ways you can do things that it just makes things overly complicated. Whereas Go, it's very much, this is the way you do it, right? Okay, let's move on now. That's it. So
I've also found Go has some of the best documentation and stuff out there. Very easy to search their docs.
Really? Okay. That's something I didn't dig into. How's it compared to Ansible's documentation? We spoke about that before, and I really liked Ansible.
It's very similar. Usually, like if you Google how to do something, it just pulls up like you're trying to do something with, say, like an array or something. You can pull up their array page. And if you scroll down, it just shows you like how to do all the things with that. Some of the other documentation, sometimes they put things in different pages or areas. I just found it was very well organized and easy to find what I was looking for.
Yeah. Cool.
So Rob in the chat room mentioned or asked the question, what about Fortran or COBOL as languages? And it triggered a memory, because in next to last job, part of it was for a nuclear power station, and they were actually employing new people to write Fortran code, because that's what all of their systems ran on. And they were employing or rather, they were trying to employ people and they couldn't find people to fill the vacancies. So they were paying people an extortionate amount of money to come out of retirement to do the Fortran coding for the systems that they were on because they were the only one who knew how to do it.
I've never even heard of Fortran code. I think that might be too old for me.
Oh, definitely is. Definitely is.
Never heard of it.
And the other memory that triggered there was we're discussing this. I was in NDC Oslo a couple of months ago, last month, month before. Mark Rendell did an amazing closing keynote speech where he went through the development of the different languages and how they all kind of built on each other. It was a fascinating talk where he kind of said what was the good thing in this language and how it brought forward into the next one. If you can go back and find the NDC Oslo videos and watch the closing keynote, it's thoroughly worth it. If you don't know who Mark Rendell is, he's an amazing developer. He's an amazing speaker. Thoroughly recommend checking it out. It's hilarious the way he puts it all together. So I definitely recommend that.
That'll be on YouTube, no doubt, won't it?
If it's not there already, it will be. I don't know. No, it must be there already because Corey's been watching back some of the other sessions from NDC Oslo. So I would imagine that the closing keynote, it's not called keynote, it's something else, something note for the closing talk. I would imagine it would be there. So definitely worth checking out if you're interested in the history of languages and how they've evolved and how we've gotten to where we are today. So
cool. Okay. So we've got a little bit of time left. Does anybody want to pick up anything before we sign off?
I think Rob just tried to send a link maybe, but it's not come through in the chat because it's coming up as asterisk. So I'm not sure if he's able to send links through. There were people sending links, so they do come through.
They do, yeah.
So I'm not sure what's going on there.
Somebody else might be able to pick that up. Chris is asking, what kinds of video games do I play?
Locknote. That's what it's called. Yes, thank you, Paul. Not Paul. Thank you, Rob.
Oh, the keynote is called Locknote. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So, what kind of video games? This isn't really about me. So I'll answer it, but I kind of like first-person shooters. So what? Ready or Not, been playing a lot of that not so long ago. Division 2, I loved that death. Played that death. Played some Bannerlord 2 just now. Looking for PD 3 to come out today. Oh, actually, that comes out today. Yeah, so that's what I kind of play. So, but Derek, you were saying you would play a lot of League of Legends.
I do.
That's kind of your bread and butter. Gary, you're a snake on a Nokia phone type guy.
I am. I could. That is about my level of gameplay. I don't get time to play games on any sort of devices anymore. Used to be a massive Tomb Raider game player. Played that to death. But no, it won't really come up now. But this is my original Nokia Snake game on my phone. It's amazing. That's about all I play now. Little people and animals consuming all of my free time. So, no. And just to confirm, the link that Corey put into the chat is indeed Mark Rendell. That's the one from 2020. That's 2022. That's not the one.
This one on the screen is 2023.
I've just clicked on it, and the title of it says 2022. So I'm confused, but it could be. No, that is the talk. Yes, but
the one that's on screen.
From
Stevie.
Yeah, the one from Stevie.
Hold on, I'm getting confused.
The one from Stevie is 2023.
Yeah,
and it's by Mark Rendell.
Yeah, so that's the correct one.
They're both marked, but
okay. So the one on screen is the one from NDC Oslo this year.
Yes. Yes, yes. So Stevie's link is the one to go for.
That one
Definitely
on screen.
check it out. Yes, you keep saying that, but yes, that one.
The one on screen.
Yes.
That one on screen. The one on
Yes.
screen. Yeah, okay. Cool. Okay. The one on screen. It's not on screen anymore. Okay. Right. Anything else to add before we? No. All right. Okay.
No, I don't think so. Just like I say,
Cool.
I don't know what was spoken about while I was away.
We're
Apologies for
speaking
that
about
again.
you mainly.
I can understand that.
It
But
wasn't
no,
good things.
very happy to have you as part of the team, Derek. So looking forward to getting involved in what you're working on. So happy to be have you on the team. And if there's anything that you need, just shout and let me know. We can have a chat. So I'm already starting to see some of the stuff that you and Josh have been working on trickle through. So I'm excited to see that. So yeah, just keep up the good work. That's all I've got to say.
Thank you.
Cool. Okay. Again, for me, Derek, it's really great to have you on the team. As Gary said, I see a bit more about what's going on behind the scenes than Gary does. So it's exciting to see what you guys are working on. A lot of things that we've been wanting to do for a long time, starting to kind of move forward a little bit. And I can see them coming to fruition. So that's absolutely awesome for us. And as long as we don't get any more Christmases where we have to reboot the database every couple of hours, I'm a happy bunny. So yeah, my expectations are basically that, not have me reboot a database over Christmas, and I'm happy.
I think I can handle that.
Awesome. Cool.
That's a guarantee now. We've got people and witnesses for that now. So it's written down now. There we go.
Yes, as long as you don't write the stuff in Ruby, I'll be happy. Cool. Sorry. I don't think you know about. I hate Ruby. So
no, I wouldn't write in it.
Triggers me. Okay. So Derek, thanks to you for coming on to our live stream today, and thanks to Gary as well for co-hosting our stream. So we're going to kind of wrap up now. But you can see all of our announcements of all Chocolatey content by joining us on Discord, subscribing to us on YouTube, by following us on Twitter or X, Blue Sky. Yeah, we're on there. Mastodon, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitch. If there are other social media sites that we're not on, please let me know, because we have to be on them all. And I'll be disappointed if we're missing one or two. But you can find all of the links for those social media sites that I mentioned at the bottom of our homepage, chocolatey.org. Our next product live stream, so that's the stream where we look at Chocolatey products, Chocolatey releases, etc. That will be on the 5th of October at 4 p.m. UTC. And then we're going to look at the latest release of Chocolatey Central Management, which was released a few days ago. That was 0.11.0 of Chocolatey Central Management. Our next community coffee break live stream, that'll be on the 19th of October at 4 p.m. UTC. So join us for both of those. That would be great to see you. And thanks for spending time with us today. We really appreciate it. Take care. Have a great rest of September. And we will see you guys hopefully on the next streams. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.